and we had another loss this week. It's early in the week 4, so we're bad as last was also a bad game. And it was a good game from the start, kinda. Um, I want to start off by saying, Eagles was a very good competitor. Um, he was really good, keeping me from running. We did run the ball as I could. Now, I'm gonna get this, and then everybody's gonna come out to me and say this. I didn't run the ball often. There's a reason why. The reason is, every time you have to try and find ways of playing this game. You have to try and find ways of following the rules, but also playing the game, playing the component, as best as you can. And that happens in real football too. That happens realistically in some leagues. Everything you have to try and outsmart or outplay your opponent. If you do not outsmart or outplay your opponent in every game, you're going to have losing games where you're just doing the same thing all over again, and it's not going to work. That's what I felt with the run game. The only way I could outsmart, my opponent is with passing. There was a great passing, mechanic where our passing game was better than our run game, and we're going against a defense that utilized the run game, you know, better than we can, that utilize, blocking the run game and getting tackles and stopping the run. And that's a team that can do it. So Eagles had a team that stopped the run. Another reason why I didn't run, and I'll show you this, and I'll talk to you. This would be the first thing I'll talk to you about because I am kind of angry about it. We're going to see injury reports. As you guys might have noticed, we lost someone in the Eagles game. We lost Clayton Lewis. So, my halfback that I got from the draft, who's a rookie, who started out his career, he's gone. He is gone for 7 weeks. He will not come back. Um, Case Keenum will be back before he will. So Case Keenum and him has a length difference. The only thing is Case Keenum will come back and will play. Um, but we won't have Ludus, and that's where our halfback power kind of falls because I have only people I have is Foley, and Booker, and I have Freeman. But those guys in the run game lately has not produced or has not shown me that they can make the run. And last night when I played Eagles last night, um, it just it was done. It was really done. Um, the only thing I had to do was pass. And when it comes to that, the passing game was making more yardage than the run game could ever make in this game. And if I was to run, you wouldn't be seeing 34 to 16. You would be seeing 34 to 9, 34 to 6, 34 to 7. You wouldn't be seeing anything like 34 to 16. So the fact that I passed the ball a little often than I usually would, and put in a mixer of run games here and there, but I passed the ball more than I should have, you know, that's something that that's something that you can't control. Like, it's really something that you really can't control. Um, and you can look at real football games too. You'll see if a team goes in there and they're going against a run defense opponent. They won't sit there and run the ball half the freaking time and then half the freaking time pass the ball. They won't do that. And the teams that usually do that are crazy because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But the teams that usually do that, they have weapons that they can use as backups. With the fact that my dude my running back support, my running back, weapon back there is hurt, and I don't have any more running back weapons. I only have a fullback. My fullback is ridiculous. The only time he's really good is when he can catch the ball and get a first down. And, he's not good with blocking. There's no blocking support. As you can tell, when we first ran the ball, it was no blocking support. And there's really nothing I can do with the run game. If the run great, I'm just going to say this. This is sim football. If the run game is not great, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. If the run game is not great, and if I'm going against a run defense opponent, I'm not going to run the ball. I might throw a few run, plays in there just to probably kick him off balance, just to kick my opponent off balance a little bit from, what he's used to. He might see a run pass, and then I might need two runs and then a passing or a short pass or a deep pass. Just throw him off just a little bit. But like today, well, not today, well, yesterday, last night, Eagles was not thrown off when I did that. I did do a few runs here and there, and he was not thrown off. And that's where I'm going to say, good job to the Eagles for reading my plays. And he is a very good opponent, and I'll support him with that one because it happens really it happens less often than it should, where you know opponents don't read exactly what someone's going to do, or when other players try and read but they don't succeed. Like it only happens it only happens less often. And the fact that Eagles were able to come out on top and do that and read every play that we had today, it just makes me it surprises me a lot, and you can't get mad about that. I really can't get mad. So I'll give it up to Eagles on that one. I'll give it up to you, man. But other than that, I only have two quarterbacks. I have Osborne and Konvitsky. And, when it comes down to who's my quarterback at the end of the day, it's second place Osborne. Konvitsky is only backup if Osborne gets hurt. And when it comes back to running back, I have nobody. There's really nobody. I have Derek Foreman. I have Derek Foley. I have Freeman. I have Booker. But when you look at what they can do on the field and stuff like that, it's not worth it, guys. Like I picked Booker, and we had him. We had Devontae Booker, right, in the first season. This dude. I had this dude doing everything right. I had this dude doing the best he could, but it's kind of hard doing that, going to make the impact that I'm looking for. So when it comes down to who can be on top halfback wise, I have to find out I have to find out what people can do. And the fact is that I haven't found out exactly where any of my guys can go here from here. Now, I will say, when it comes down to who is going to take the next route and being my halfback, it's not Foley, because Foley can't do anything. It will be our Richmond, Freeman. It will be our Freeman or Booker. But Foley, I literally don't think Foley has the capability to do anything right now, because to be honest, not and he doesn't show any any methods that he has what it takes to be on this team, to be like on this team and do things differently. When it comes to third downs, I need someone who can, do things differently than they would do on, a different, suggestion of the day. So when it comes down to who can be on top, uh, who can break the tackles, who can, keep going, who can do spin moves, who can do jukes and stuff like that, who can evade, who can catch the ball, who can block for me when I need to, like when I'm passing, who can pick up a block, who can do all this. It all comes down to, if he can do it. And Foley just cannot do it. I'm sorry. He can't. He can't do it. He can't pick up the speed. He can't make the evasion. He can't. Um. He can't block. He can't do anything. So sorry guys. Sorry guys. But I already went through the injuries with you. Injuries is a big key problem right now because I really don't have any halfbacks. So we're going to. So what I'm going to do is just switch halfbacks. Right now, I got my third down back as Booker and my power as Freeman because I don't really have a power in the third down anymore. It was my rookie, but with him being hurt and stuff, it's gonna take some time. Now, who's gonna be my full on halfback? It's probably gonna be Freeman from now on. I don't know that for sure. I am going to test things out in practice next week, since next week is our bye week. But other than that, I literally do not know exactly what we're going to do or how things are going to work. So I'm just going along as we keep playing from here. But there's a lot going on here, and there's a lot that we're focusing on that is going to happen. Now we're going to go into just a view of what happened this game. So first quarter, and this is what I'm talking about. There's a big use. Everyone will see a big difference from the Raiders game. Okay, so first quarter we got nothing. We did have the ball at the end of the first quarter, but we kept the ball to like a sustainable. We're going to conserve it. We're going to hold on to it. We're going to move the ball up the field. Now, second quarter, we did get up the field, but we didn't get in the end zone. So we had a bunch of field goals, which were 3 pointers. There wasn't really a touchdown until fourth quarter, and that's when we actually got a touchdown. Uh, so we had a total combination of 3 field goals and a touchdown of this game. So when it comes down to exactly what this team can do on offense, we can move the ball. We can move the ball, but we can't actually do anything you know, to prevent it. Now, here we go again. Um, Here we go. Eagles did make a touchdown. He made a bunch of touchdowns in the first quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. Definitely a bunch of touchdowns in the third quarter. But our defense did make a few stops here and there. We did grab the interception. Your guys going to ask me about the interceptions at the end of the game where I had the ball and everything was like kind of ridiculous. So we get towards the third quarter, third and fourth quarter. They're going to ask you what happened because in the first and second quarter I was focused and I was scoring, and then everybody was probably like I didn't read the comments. So if you guys made comments during the live stream yesterday, I didn't get a chance to read them. I had to exit the stream and I had to turn off the game and everything. Right after the game because I did have to run. I was invited to go somewhere, and I wasn't able to. I wasn't able to actually post game and read the comics right away and take pictures and stuff like that. So if you don't see any, pictures of this game from the Broncos side, then that's the reason why because I just don't have them, and that's another reason I wasn't able to sit down and actually, play this game fully out. By the time we had started, I thought this game was going to be over quickly, and it wasn't. And by the time I had to get dressed, well, not get dressed, but by the time I had to go, it was in the third. It was in the half of the third quarter, and I tried that. I put my clock on 2 o'clock because I just didn't have time to sit down, think everything out, take a time out and stuff like that. I just didn't have time. This game was just, it was just bonkers. at times, and I couldn't really get into it. So that was my bad. Um, when it comes to that interception, though, that was definitely my bad. I saw one guy open. I did see a guy open, and I hit the wrong button, and I threw it to my fullback, thinking, I hit X, but it wasn't my tight end. So the ball was going to my fullback, and that was my mistake. So it's bad. And they said Carson Wentz comes from an injury. If that's true, Eagles, you did a really good job. Carson Wentz comes from an injury, and he looks that good. Wow, that's crazy. That's really crazy. But we're going to go through just the numbers. So offense yards gains is 267 for me, but Eagles had way more offense yards gained, especially from that kick return. If you guys saw the kick return, that was beast right there. I need to find out who that dude is so I can try and pick him up in the trade. So Eagles, if you're definitely willing to trade or talking trade for somebody, please let me know in the comment section. Please let me know. I'll hit you up. We'll see what we can do there, and yeah. But offense, like first downs, Eagles beat us there. Passing yards, Eagles beat us there. To like 100 difference or something like that. Not 100 difference. It was like just like 45 maybe. I'm not sure. I have to do the numbers on that one. Now, when it comes to rushing yards, we all know Eagles definitely beat us there because we never really rushed the ball. And when we did rush the ball, it was terrible. We probably rushed the ball like probably 4 or 3 times, but we lost yardage. We never gained a yard rushing the ball. So when you guys are asking me, oh, why didn't you rush the ball here? Why didn't you rush the ball there? You should know you should be rushing. You know you should be running the ball here and there, right? Yeah, I know that. Don't quote me on that. I understand what the rules are when it comes to running and passing. There should be a difference. There should be in between. But in sim football, in real life football, there is not always that case. You have to prepare yourself for what's going to happen. And when I lose my big running back like I did today, I can't prepare myself for a run game, using just Foley, Freeman, and Booker. I don't use them that often. And the fact that I used Foley wasn't, in the front lines, after, Lowe's got hurt, I can't use Foley that often because I never used Foley before. I never use Foley, or when I use Booker, he's okay, or when I use Freeman, he's okay. But it's kind of hard because these guys, they make the plays, but they only make the plays when they have good block up front, and I have no good block up front. So yes, I understand that. And yes, this week and next week I am going to be training. Um, I am going to be practicing with those running backs. Um, and I am going to be trying to figure out exactly how they play and how they do, in the run game. So when we come back in week 6 and play against the Browns, you will see a difference between the run game and the passing game. I will mix it up. There won't be the straight up one game thing. I will be mixing it up between run and pass in the Browns game. And I'm only saying that right now because I know everybody's going to be probably talking about it tomorrow. I'm going to get a message or like a message or something stating, you know, why didn't he run? Why he kept passing? Because in real life football, you have to play by the strengths that you trained or you practice with, and those situations. And in those situations, I only practice with my rookie because my rookie is a beast. My rookie is a beast. I never really used Foley. I don't know how Foley is this year. We only use Foley like maybe once or twice. I never use Booker. Booker is like way behind the line when it comes to running backs because it's either between Foley and Freeman, and if it's between anybody else, between Freeman and Booker, so it's kind of hard to choose exactly which halfback player to use when I got four of them, and my best one is hurt, and my second best one doesn't work. My third best one works but can't get any yardage. My fourth best one, he works on like kicks, but he doesn't work on when it's come to offense, he doesn't block. So it's like hard to decide exactly who gets the cake and who doesn't get the cake. And I'll be testing them out. They'll be tested out and they'll be used in practice week 5. And then when we come back in week 6 against the Browns, you will be seeing the difference. And I'm telling you my game plan for that in the Browns because that's what I know I'm going to get questioned and asked about. You broke this. You was supposed to run. You wasn't supposed to just pass and pass. Well, it's hard. It's really hard. And you ask anybody in the NFL, ask anybody, NFL coach, anybody in college, ask the coach, just plain coach. You have to practice. You have to use what you practice. And you have to, if you have a game plan, then you have to use that game plan. You can't divert from that game plan and just say, "Oh well, my dude got hurt, so I'm gonna just keep running the ball and lose yardage and make this game worse." No, if if we're if the game plan is to run with Lotus, right? Get him open, run the ball, keep going. If that's the game plan, that's the game plan. After that, the game plan is straight up try and test everyone else. Try and run. If it doesn't work, pass the ball. Because my passing game is better than my running game right now. And to be honest, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I'll take it. I'll leave it. If anyone else wants to talk to me about it, problem with it, let me know. I'll talk to you about it. I'll tell you. I'll send these players to you, in a trade or something. I won't even trade you anybody else. I'll give these players to you and see if you can test these players out and see, if you like them. If you like them, then you can have them. If you don't like them, then you understand where I'm coming from. You're really understanding where I'm coming from. So if you're telling me I have to run with these guys and and stuff like that, I want you to know one thing. This is Madden. We all know how Madden is, especially with the fact of their ratings and how they're not consistent and what's going on with them. So this is Madden. One, I know we're playing a simulator league. Two, and also in the real life football, you have to use your game plan. I didn't have a game plan for using anyone else in the run game except for my rookie halfback Lewis. And since he's hurt, I had to improvise at the latest notice and just pass the ball. If the run game was going to work, then the run game was going to work, and we're going to keep it like that. But since the run game didn't work, there's nothing else I can do. When it comes back to passing the ball, people might have said, "Oh, you might have used that play way too many times." I didn't use plays that often, the same plays that often. I might have used the same play maybe twice, maybe 3 times at the latest. Um, and when it really comes down to using same plays over and over again, I only use them, you know, if I know they work in the situation. So if I know that slant to the right or the left is going to work in that situation or the field that I'm on, then I'm going to use that play. When it comes down to it, you have to be smart with these plays, and you have to use the game plan provided that you use, man. You can't just go on without, you know, using a game plan that you never used before. And that's what I'm trying to get at. These game plans were already planned out before this game. I had a game plan planned out before this game. The game plan is get yardage, win the game, pass the ball, run the ball with the rookie, get blocks open so he can get open and run the ball in for the end zone, and then test it out from there. Anything else of that source, if it didn't work, it didn't work. There's nothing I can do. You want to make this into a football game? You want to make this real? This is the big leagues. This is real. There's nothing else I can do. There's nothing else I can do. So when it comes down to it, I'm telling my game plan ahead of time. Yes, I am planning on running the ball next week against the Browns. Yet, not next week, week 6 against the Browns. And you can quote me on that. And if you don't see me, then you can text me, you can message me and say, hey, you didn't run the ball against the Browns. I will sit there and accept that, and I will take it as a consideration, and I will happily follow the running game rule, broken running game rule there, where I'll take out or you can suspend a player here and there. But other than that, I did follow the rules. Um, I did follow the rules of real life football. If a game plan doesn't work, a game plan doesn't work, and you have to improvise with something else. If a game plan doesn't go according as planned, you have to improvise. And I'm not used to, using any of those players in the backfield that I have back there right now, because I got this new guy off the draft who shows the potential to get the run game, to get the touchdown, run the ball, and to be able to make those first downs, yardage, and to make those yardages. I have people in the back of my halfback situation right now room, and I got coaches in my halfback room right now trying to tell me exactly what's going on with Booker, Freeman, and Foley. And I looked at the field and I'm looking at these guys. And I'm like, Foley's not making any first downs. He's not even making a yard. We tried to put Richard in the freaking play for one play, and he wins. He made an inch. That's a yard right there. You gotta be kidding me. Then we put Devontae in there, and what happened to Devontae? What happened to Booker? Not even a yard. He got pushed back, lost the yards right there. So when it comes down to who's making plays and who's doing what, I don't know right now. I have one halfback, and he's a rookie, and he shows the potential of doing something. Right now, my rookie is gone. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my halfbacks in the practice field. I'm going to draw up a game plan where this halfback does this halfback does this, and this halfback does this. And then when my rookie comes back, he's on the field for good, and he's healthy. Then I will continuously use the run game like I've been using for the last 3 games, and I'll continue on from there. But as of week 4 versus the Eagles, and my halfback is injured with a broken collarbone, no, I will not be using anyone else during this game, during the Philadelphia game, against a team that protects the run game, that actually stops the run game. So when it comes to a team that is built on stopping the run game, and I'm from Philadelphia, guys, I know how the Eagles playing. I know how this dude's playing. He's using Doug Pearson's. I bet you. Let's go into it because I can see what team is using what. And I'm going to tell you, I bet you he's using what the Eagles are doing right now in real life. So we're going to go all the way to the Eagles. What that say? He's using he's using vertical power run scheme and the basic 4-3, which the Eagles do. The only thing that's different is he's using the New Orleans playbook and Detroit Lions offensive playbook. Oh, defensive playbook. Yeah. Defensive playbook. That's the only difference. But when it comes to the offense, when it comes to schemes, he uses basic 4-3 and he's using vertical run power run. You know, and to be honest, I won't disagree with him. Right now, I'm using run and shoot, and I'm using the basic 4-6 defense with uh, Andy Reid's offense and Chargers defense. And to be honest, I'm switching to Chargers defense because I'm not really used to it. It's kind of weird. So it might just be just a basic, 3-4 scheme. So I'm testing some fields out. I'm testing fields out with playbooks and and stuff like that. So yes. Am I going to am I going to am I going to find a way, to avoid running the ball against a team that is designed to stop the ball run? Yes, I'm going to try and design plays where where the passing game is better than a run defense. So yeah, not having it. I'm not arguing with anyone about this. I passed the ball more than I should have, then ran the ball. Not arguing with you there, but you have to understand there's a reason why. And if you understand that, hey, we're going against the running defense, and our star halfback is done. He's done for 7 games. He's not coming back tonight. I haven't used anyone else in my no run game arsenal. So I'm going to improvise, and I'm going to see who can do what. And if you don't produce on the field, then we're not running the ball. That's how it is. You can get anybody to confirm that, and that's how it will be. So next week, I will put out practice videos. Um, since it is a bye week and we're not playing anybody next week, there will be practice videos of me testing out the Freeman, um, Royce, Devontae Booker, and Foley. So I will pit practice videos out for you guys to see and for you guys to have where I am running the ball with those guys. And that's just me putting them out there, showing you guys what they can do, and showing you guys that pitting up a I am pitting up together a game plan where these guys are being used. Other than that, you're not seeing anything else from me. Um, just know that every week I go into these games, there is a game plan, and I'm following it. And if something happens, then something happens, and it's going to change. Just like when we lost Case Keenum in the Oakland Raiders game, and I had to improvise because Case Keenum was the quarterback that I was going to go with, with run pass, and with him running the ball, with Case Keenum running the ball, getting the first downs and stuff like that. That's how it happened. Now, I've been trying to run the ball with Osborne, but Osborne doesn't have any speed. So I have to try and adjust what he can do and what he can't do. And then sometimes when he runs the ball, he gets strip sacked. He gets the fumbles. He's not good out of the pocket. So when it comes to that, guys, you got to actually understand what I'm going through right here. I'm going through a defense in the coordinator that isn't, you know, that is trying. So let's just get that off my backs right there. Um, Anything else that I didn't break the rules or any rules that I did break, however, please come to me. Other than the running game rule, because yes, I do know what I did. I do know, that was broken, but honestly, it's football. It's really football. What else do you want me to do? In real life, they do the same thing. If you can't run the ball, then there's one thing working, and that's the passing game. And if the passing game doesn't work, then we'll improvise and we'll take the loss today. And yesterday, that's what I did. I improvised. I took the loss. I agree with the loss. I lost someone. I lost a halfback that really um could have took the game into a new, direction. If we did have him, then we could have won. But it's hard. It's really hard. I have no one else, back there. You know, it's hard. And the fact that we're here. Hold on a second, guys. The fact that we're here discussing this is going to just go on. So I'm going to stop it right here. Next week 6 is the next time I play. I'm going against the Browns. If you want to see me, if you want to try and make a argument or anything, I suggest you watch that game. Watch it. And if I break a rule, let me know. If I don't break a rule, then shh, because it's football. But other than that, guys, it's really to the point where I need to figure out exactly what's going on. What I have to do with this team as running to go. So I will be there is a game plan going into it. Week 6 is when we're coming back. We're going to be away in the Browns. We're going to go to Cleveland. I will not be streaming that game because I stream the home games only. But when it comes to seeing the game, you can see it on Cleveland side, and then take it from there. This is our second loss at home. Um, we did know that we lost big. Um, yet last week, and we did go in here for one mentality. We went in here with a game plan to beat the Eagles, but when my game plan broke, and when my game plan got injured, it kind of dwelled there. So we're going to try and figure out what we can do. And I will be testing out and seeing, what game plans work, what game plans don't work, and we'll go on from there, okay? Everyone's fine with that? Everyone's fine with that? And with that being said, I am going to end this post, game thing here. I'm trying to find a name for this thing. I really trying to find a name for this thing. I'm going to be doing this. If you guys don't know, I will be doing this more often than once. So after every home game, for everyone who just now came on the league, who doesn't know me or doesn't know the game, who doesn't know, I try my best to make this is like a sim game, and I love this league. This league is really cool league. Um, I'm also trying to bring my own kind of sim, uh, you know, ideas and inter, interaction to this league because in leagues you gotta interact with everybody. You gotta talk to everyone. You gotta try and have fun here and there. And the league does that in this way. There's ways where the league will have events and stuff like that and I like that. I really do like that you know from the league commissioners and leaders point of view. But I also have these post game shows at the end of every home game, and I'll talk to you about what's going on in the home game, what happened, trades, transactions, who we got, free agency, who's injured, standings as it is, and I'll go through like the news and stuff like that. And sometimes I'll sit here and talk to you guys about what's going on, about where and everything. So I try and bring the interaction of letting you guys know what's going on with the team, um, who's injured, who's not injured. I also have the recaps just to recap what happened in every game, but you got to somewhat come out and talk to you guys and communicate with you guys, and you can't do that by just posting. It's fun to post a recap, but that's all it is. It's okay to post recaps, but if no one's really in the conversation of the recap or just talking about, because there are recaps where people will, chat and talk about and stuff like that, and stuff like, and actually enjoy it. But there are some recaps where it just be like, oh, let me like this recap just to like it. There's no communication on, why was this game like that? Why did you do that? No interviews, no questions being asked. So I like to have this little, side thing where I live stream it and bring it out to you guys and bring out to the league and let you guys what's going on with the Broncos. Um, it's something I started, I think it was year two of Madden night of this Madden. Um, Year two, I believe. The first year I didn't do it. I was just like doing just streaming games left and right and doing recaps. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna start talking to you guys and let you know what's going on with my team, what's going on with where we're at and like the stats and stuff like that. Without trying to spoil what's going to happen next week. I was trying to, make everything fun and exciting. So I'm doing this more often, guys. Every home game, this is going to happen. Um, I'm late today. I'm late doing this today because I was supposed to do it last night, but with me having to run and having to leave, and going somewhere, important, I had to hurry up and rush the game through and leave. I didn't have time to actually, talk and do all this other stuff. So. I'm doing it today just to get it out there. Sometimes I will miss it, sometimes I won't miss it, but I'm doing this today just to prove what happened in the Eagles, what happened against the Eagles and stuff like that. Is the Cowboys. We're looking forward to that game, how that game's going to play out. I can show you guys where the Cowboys are at right now, and it's playing against Jeff. I'm a little bit scared. I'm a little worried. I will admit that. But where the Cowboys are at right now, and they're 3-1. They only lost last week. Well, this week they only lost this week. I think that was the only loss they got from today. It was this week, yeah. So they're ahead with a total of like one loss and 3 wins. Eagles are are right here. They're like 2 wins, 2 losses, just because they're in the 500 range, and we're not in the 500 range. We're in the kind of deep zone of 400, and I believe. Let me see. Yeah, 250. Sorry, my bad. 250 or 1 and 3. I totally forgot that. So we have to get back to 500, and that's what we're going to try and do. We're going to get back to 500 next week. Not next week. Week 6 against the Browns, and then we play against the Cowboys. We'll see what happens there, and then um we play against who else? I think we play against Cowboys, against Browns, Cowboys. Oh, we play against Chiefs again. Oh, that should be fun. So that should be that's interesting. That's why I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take week 3 loss. I know where it's gonna go from there, but we're going, week 8 without my running back. Without my running back, and we're playing against the Chiefs without my running back. So that's gonna be bad. It's gonna be really bad. I don't know exactly. We can go through the rosters. We'll see when we get my running back back. Let's see. So week 5, that's 1 week. Week 6 is 2. Week 7 is 3. That's when we play against the Cowboys. Week 8 is 4. That's when we play against the Chiefs. Week 9 is the Bengals. Looking forward to that one too. Um, week 7. Oh wait, no. Week 5. Week 6 is the Redskins. So he's not coming back during the Redskins game. That is actually when Case Keenum is coming back. Case Keenum is coming back during the rest of the game if I can get him off of IRS. And then we are playing against the Steelers week 7, week 11. So that's 7 weeks right there. That's when we'll get Lotus, unless I bring him back early in the Redskins game. Then he'll play during the Redskins game, but I'll probably not use him too much. I'll probably use him like maybe once or twice, and then if he gets tired or if I think he's not going to make it, I'll bring him out. I'll take him out and put in someone else. But right now, it looks like he's coming back during the Steelers game. By then, I'm hoping to have at least a even number of losses or an even number of wins than losses. After Steelers, then we'll play against the Ravens week 12. Week 13, we play against the Chargers. Week 14, we play against the Jaguars. Week 15, we play against the Giants, which is another game I can't wait for. Week 16, we're playing against the Chargers, which I'm really looking for a rematch. And then we're playing against the Raiders, that I'm looking for our last rematch because interesting words were used. But week 17, I'm looking forward to that, playing against our rivals. You know, I I like the rivalry games. I like the rivalry games. So Sunday last week, rivalry. What do you say? What you say, Raiders? You're looking forward to it? I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. But yeah. But that's what's going to happen, guys. I'm going to end this right here. Um, as far as it looks. As far as looks, we're third place. We're trying to get to at least 300 next week 6, and then once we do that, once we can get to 350 week 6, week 7 we're going to try and get to 500, and then week 8 we can learn on from there. All right. Um, Now I'm hoping wild card. we were very. I'll tell you this before I go. I did look at the game plan, and the game plan that I had set up is to reach the wild card. And before I lost my halfback, that was always the game plan, and we knew that was going to work. Now I don't know. So we have to figure out some things. We're going to figure out some things. But I'm going to end it right here, guys. I'm not going to spoil too much for you guys. I want to keep every week fun and show you guys exactly what's going to happen. But yeah, so just know week 6 we're away. Week 5 it's a bye week. Week 6 we're away. Week 7 we're home. Week 8 we're away, and then we'll take it on from there. After that, this is your guy. This is it from here. Um, and I'll be posting my recap of what happened last week with pictures and everything in a few minutes. So well, not last week. I mean last night. I keep saying last week. But I'll post my recap of last night on my Twitter page. So just want to say that, guys. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for listening. See you guys later.